a death rattle.
You are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Let's get it.
What?
No, Jesse.
Oh, okay.
I swear, if you ever do that again.
Sorry. I've been thinking about doing that for a month now.
Well, it's going to get me off on the wrong foot. At Tanagra, When the Walls Fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason.
Yeah.
Jesse.
I'm super nicked up.
Super nicked up. Jesse doing what he does. And sitting in the chair of Preston, the czar of information, who could not make it because he was... Did you say he was working out?
Did.
Yeah.
He's not.
Working out or working?
Working out.
Like playing a video game where you work out or
and
something.
he posted a B-reel after he sent that message of him and his wife and child in the car. I'm like...
All right. Well, it's not a no call no show, which he has done before, but he's on the chopping block. And Stella is here on the ones and zeros. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. Before the show, she's in charge of the way the show looks, and she's like, Jesse, maybe if you could just, and he's like, what do you want me to do? She's like, I don't care. Which
no, just tell us.
The generation, and the voice that you just heard is Aaron.
The number one guest.
Yeah, I think you've been the
4
guest.
times?
No, it's probably like 6 or 7 at this point.
Yeah, we should go back and count, but he's been a guest.
We should have a tally board.
Probably more. It's like SNL where you have like the 5 Timers Club and the 10 Timers Club. You'll get a robe after 10 times. You get a velvet robe.
What's his name? Was it Shane Gillis?
Shane Gillis.
He's coming back to host SNL, even though they had just fired him. That is crazy.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
He is. Well, Jesse and I had a conversation about this. I've not seen Shane's stand-up. Shane, you're welcome to come on the show if you want.
It'd have to be an After Dark episode.
Well, we could bleep some stuff or whatever,
when he says stuff that's dirty, like when you like his delivery, it doesn't make it. Yeah. It like softens the edge a little bit.
Have you seen his whole stand-up?
No, but
I get the sense that you might disagree with your previous statement.
I've seen a lot of YouTube shorts, and a lot of it's incredibly offensive.
Well,
but at the same time, like I chuckle.
Jesse told me. Tell Aaron what you told me.
So I saw the same YouTube shorts, and I was like, this guy's great. And I was like, let's watch his stand-up. There's like a 15-minute segment in the middle of it that's just disgusting, and it's too much sexual stuff.
And this is Jesse Shrake talking.
It's like too much.
And like there's just too much
for Jesse Shrake.
And listen, I've been told no less than 3 times that I kind of look like Shane Gillis. Last night, I was told playing basketball. The guy's like, "Hey, has anyone ever told you look like Shane Gillis?" I was like, "Yes, they have." And he's like, "No way!" And I'm like, "Well, if you think I do, other people do too." But yeah, you wouldn't like.
So you said the shorts are that we've all seen.
Those are the best.
His stuff on Down syndrome, because that's funny. His, all of that, good. But maybe there's a big chunk in the middle,
Yeah.
And Jesse, I've always thought of you as the big chunk in the middle of this show. So,
that checks out.
Is that
good?
Is he a Brit?
No.
You don't know Shane Gillis?
Listen,
Jason,
you would love it.
You would like.
I?
Yeah, he's like mildly like redneck in a way, but he's also tall.
I like the rednecks.
Is
he a redneck?
I don't know how to describe him.
He ticks off both sides. He's Chappelle in that sense. Like he's got that Chappelle sensibility. Ricky Gervais, Dave Chappelle. Yeah. He's not conservative, but he's not
an insult comic.
No, he's not an insult comic, but like he's not conservative. He's not liberal.
He says two things.
He's just kind of roasting on everybody.
He does a great Donald Trump too.
His Donald Trump is maybe the best. It's very good. Yeah. Because
I do feel like when Brits cuss, it doesn't even sound like cussing to me.
Yeah.
Especially
they have
the
different
really
words.
bad words.
Apparently, bloody's like their worst word, right?
Yeah.
Which doesn't seem like a really bad word to me.
Jordan Peterson says it all the time.
Yeah, well, Jordan Peterson, he's got underlying anger issues. So
I don't even know what the bloody hell that means.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Okay.
There are a couple of things that we were like, I don't know, we were going to like, wait till the show starts. But now I don't really know what those things were. So we could
There was one thing you said that was really funny. Right before I said, wait.
Okay.
What was it?
I don't remember now.
It wasn't that good.
Mm-hmm. We last week, apparently you guys talked about the gasoline.
Yeah.
The calorie thing. I think I told you that like 4 years ago.
And I remember it. Every time I filled
it was
my
so weird. I was sitting there working out at the Y, and I was watching the episode while I was doing the elliptical, And I heard that and was like, well, that's crazy. But also, Dan, during his segment, you guys talked about music at some point, and he said, "In the air tonight."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I swear, at that exact moment, it started playing on the speakers inside the Y, and it was like, I was about to freak out.
It was magical.
The stars aligned at the right moment.
Well, the gasoline talk in the air tonight.
Apparently, I was supposed to be on the show this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or last week.
Well, that's what goes Ray.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we confirmed that a gallon of gasoline or a cup of gasoline is 1 million calories.
Right. And I don't know how I remember
2
reading
million.
somewhere that it's actually the calorie count that kills you when it
Yeah.
comes to gasoline, but I can't confirm that. But I do specifically remember talking about like a
Yeah.
million calories or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it checks out.
It's like a
Yeah.
drop of gasoline. Probably wouldn't kill you if you consumed it.
But we
But
don't
you wouldn't
suggest
have to eat.
But we don't
How
suggest
much
doing that.
gasoline?
But I
would
don't
you
even
have
think
to-
that your body can process it.
Yeah, I don't think it's. So that's where I'm like.
But
to
it's
call
not the
them-
calorie count, though. That's not the reason.
That's not
why
what's
you're-
killing you. It's other things in the gasoline that kills you.
It's the gasoline.
Well, leaded gasoline.
Maybe. I don't really
not
know.
leaded.
Is leaded gasoline a thing? I always use unleaded.
I don't.
Is there a leaded? Is that what diesel is? Is diesel leaded
diesel
gasoline?
Is leaded gasoline. They check
You
it
ever
out.
notice that when you go to BP, they are the ones that switch the colors of the nozzles?
I don't
so
care for
it's
that.
like green and black, and everywhere else, black is your gas, green is your diesel. But at BP, green is your gas, and black is the diesel.
It's because they're Brits. They do everything backwards.
I wonder
And
how many people have messed up on that.
I saw
Lots
a
of
lady.
women.
Listen, I saw a lady at Meyer. The yellow nozzle that
Oh,
ethanol,
the E85.
a couple years ago used the yellow nozzle on a diesel truck.
Oh, you just let her do it. Did you say anything?
No, but like it turns out it was really, really bad.
And what do you say to a woman in public when she's either like doing something like that or she's getting a bit hysterical? What's the phrase that
well,
you say?
hysterical. Calm down.
No. There's
Oh.
a funnier thing that you say.
Ma'am, where's your husband?
I-
yeah.
that makes me so happy.
Shelby and I, we do that all the time. Anytime we see like a woman acting crazy, ma'am, where's your husband?
That makes me so happy. So stupid, but
Isn't that great?
oh, it's the most drippingly condescending thing
Yeah.
that you could
Did
say.
you actually say that to somebody, or was it you just had a thought and
No,
maybe said it
well,
out
Shelby
loud?
and I say it to each other all the time about other people. I've never said it out loud to another person.
One day you will.
Oh, yes, I will.
You're just waiting.
Have you
I'm
guys ever
waiting.
played the points game when you're driving?
I hit this person, I get 10 points. How many points do I get?
Yeah, it's like an you never quite
Yeah.
say the number. It's
Yeah.
arbitrary, and you like you
A million points if I
It's
hit-
like if
yeah.
you hit two people, it's like a double multiplier or whatever. And it's like less points if they can't walk as fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's kill streaks and all that sort of thing. So if you could describe the smell of a skunk, how would you describe it? Like if you said, is there a descriptor that you could put to it?
Well, putrid.
Putrid?
Can you compare it to another smell?
Yes, that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Weed.
Oh, really? You feel like it smells like weed?
Well, I mean, if you've smelled weed before, no.
Mm-hmm.
But they say like weed and skunk kind of.
It's a similar smell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think
It
we.
feels like, to me, I would describe it as heavy.
Heavy?
Yeah, just
Uh-huh.
or lingery.
Yeah. But could you compare it to something else that you can think of?
No.
Okay, so here's where I'm getting. We're in the car last night driving home, and the whole family's in the car. Even Levi and Grace. We're all 6 of us are in the van, and there's a skunk, but it's not like a heavy skunk like one just got run over. But it's certainly you can smell the skunk. Did I just cuss? Nope. The skunk smell, and it hit Abby, and she didn't know. I don't think it was a skunk, and she goes, it smells like a fart mixed with Sprite. Yeah. And it's the perfect descriptor. We're like, it's a skunk. She's like, oh, is that what that is? Like, it was the perfect description. So next time you smell a skunk, imagine a fart mixed with Sprite. It was the perfect description.
Is that like a uniquely northern United States thing? Is that something that they experience?
Skunks?
Yes. Is that something like they have like?
I think they got them all over the place. I don't think you can go anywhere in the United States without skunks. Can you?
Is it-
Are you looking on your watch? Oh. Where are skunks located?
North
North
and
and
South,
South
America.
America.
They all over the place. It's a rodent. You good?
I'm good.
You have your
nights
phone.
when you guys used to live
Okay.
out on Lauer Road. You sleep with the window open and you just.
I took the kids. Well, we went to Mohican, and we got this like kind of little cabin that was like this little like kind of A-frame
Was it a
cabin
yurt?
thing. It wasn't a yurt. It was an A-frame cabin. I don't know what a yurt is, but
A yurt's like a teepee.
it wasn't a teepee. But it, and it was all like around a pond or whatever. And I go out at 10 o'clock at night to take out the trash, or maybe it was like midnight to take out the trash. And when I come back, I'm not lying. Underneath our thing, I think we're like a family of skunks. I came out, there were 7 or 8 skunks walking around.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what to do. So I just stayed back, and I didn't come back to the cabin. I didn't have my cell phone with me either. And I just stayed back for like an hour just waiting for them to clear out. Erica opened the door. I'm like, shut the door! And so she doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah.
It was kind of a really
She's an active
intense
shooter.
I'd have rather they have been, I don't know, like brown bears or something,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But
Like rabid raccoons or something.
yeah, that would have been just fine. But the skunks, I'm like, I don't want to mess with these.
No.
Well, it's like
So-
it's a lose-lose situation. You startle them, you get the stench. You kill them, you get the stench.
Yeah.
Like you just stand
So
there
I
and
just
wait it out.
stood there.
You make friends with them, and you're good for life.
Mm-hmm.
No skunk will ever spray you after that.
It's not true.
It's not?
No.
Oh, okay.
Murphy got sprayed by a skunk about a year ago, and it was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, just awful.
Yeah, skunks are no good. Fart mixed with Sprite. So
What
next,
was that Looney Tunes skunk? What was his
Pepe
name?
Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. Yeah.
He was canceled.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he would
For
be.
being a
Yeah.
chauvinist.
Yeah, me too.
That's where I learned all my dating, tactics.
It checks out.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, you got anything?
Well, there's a bunch of X stuff.
All right, let's get into the X stuff.
Let's do the X
Who's
stuff.
your ex?
Who's your ex? Let's not do
All
that.
my exes live in Texas.
Okay. So, Blob Boy has suggested a lot of things tonight,
Okay.
and I'm getting to them. There's a bunch of them here.
I heard we got shouted out by Elon.
Yeah, Elon gave us a
Musk.
shout out.
Nice.
For real?
No.
Oh.
So,
I'm excited.
he wants to know, we've never done this before. First thing that comes to your head. 3 likes, 3 dislikes. Go.
3 things I like, 3
Yeah.
things I dislike. I like coffee. I like Lord of the Rings, and I like long walks on the beach. I dislike canker sores,
Skunks.
skunks, and poison ivy.
Okay. It wasn't very rapid. That's
Sorry.
fine. I know. Yeah.
I got an answer.
Okay,
All right.
go ahead.
My wife. My
Wait,
son.
are we doing likes or
Wait,
dislikes?
You gotta
Yes.
specify.
We're supposed to start with
Yes.
the likes, Jesse.
Yes.
Okay, good.
My wife, my son, my other son.
Dislikes.
My wife, my son, my other son.
There it is. Okay.
Okay, second. Can you recall a situation where you have felt secondhand embarrassed?
Oh, okay.
I got one from this week. I do.
Wow.
He's all worked
Jesse
up over
just
that.
made the sound that my dog makes when I grab the leash.
I get so excited.
Okay, secondhand
All right,
embarrassment.
give
Let's
it
hear
to
So
us.
it's secondhand and firsthand.
Okay,
Well, we
yeah,
assumed.
So I'm at the Y
Yeah,
yesterday,
as you do.
and I figured, you know what? Before everyone gets here to play basketball, I gotta poop. So I go into the locker room,
As you do.
as I do. And to turn into the you go in the locker room, and then you turn left to go into the bathroom. And
Yeah.
immediately there's a stall.
Yeah.
And there's 2 more after it.
Right.
So I go in, and I'm like, I'm just gonna hit the first stall. I turn the corner,
'Cause-
step.
Because the door was open.
The door's open.
Yeah.
And you can tell from the corner
Yeah.
the door's open. I step my foot into the stall, and I look, and I see an old, wrinkly, naked man taking a poop with the door open. And now I'm in the stall with him. At least my foot is. And I do the typical kind of Midwestern thing. Oop! Sorry.
Yeah.
And then I go all the way down to the 3rd stall. And I'm thinking, did he not know? Like, I've never pooped in a public setting naked with the door open.
So one of those situations where at the Y you always run into the old guys that just don't care.
They don't care.
Always. And
Yeah.
here's the thing. It's one thing if they're just walking around the locker room naked. Not a fan of that. But, okay, I get it. But you're just pooping with the door open and you're naked.
Well, at our high school, the stall did not have a door.
Yeah, that's torture.
Oh, yeah, that's dumb.
It was one bathroom, one stall, two urinals, one stall, no door. And so I took, in the 4 years I was there, I took one poop.
Quick, though.
The quickest poop I ever took.
Yeah.
I was in and
It's
out.
effective.
He was in there for another like 3 to 5 minutes while I was, and I'm like, because I'm waiting. I'm like, maybe he just sat down, hadn't shut the door yet, really had to go.
Yeah.
Nope.
He's probably hit a level where he just experiences no shame anymore. So he's just he's probably just laughing at your expense.
So what was his expression towards you?
Didn't even look at me.
Did he know you were there?
I mean, my foot was in where his eyes were looking.
Okay.
He's just sitting there like that. And that's all I had.
Okay. Any other secondhand embarrassment? I don't feel embarrassed for other people. I mean, listen, that's on you.
You barely feel embarrassment for yourself.
That is true. The Mount Rushmore of American expressions that would leave a foreigner speechless.
That's like exclusively Ohio-ish.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
don't know
really
if
Midwest,
that's not really like an expression. What's something that we would say that a foreigner just wouldn't get?
I don't know. Like there are all those phrases like that, like Southern people use, like that. I
Y'all.
just can't. No, not y'all, but things like that. You know,
Hug their neck.
hug your neck, or y'all driving slow enough to make the beef on a patty melt something or something. You know what I mean? Like there's like a series of phrases that mean
That's
something
like exclusive to a
colloquially.
region. I wouldn't say that's United States.
America.
America.
I think a lot of people are confused just by our general Americanness. Okay, next. Giblets wants to know, because we just posted some loose soup shorts.
Okay.
So Giblets wants to know the Mount Rushmore of soups. I like this one.
Tomato, chicken noodle.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Wait,
Slow down.
okay, slow down. I'm not saying you're wrong, because you're not, but
Well, I'm just thinking like the Campbell's.
I mean,
cans.
tomato
That's
is
what's right there.
Tomato's
in the
right
aisle.
there.
tomato soup. I mean, what in the world is going on? Grilled cheese and tomato soup is a perfect thing.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is like perfection.
Yeah.
They were made to go together.
Yeah.
So yes,
I
tomato
think
soup.
Tomato soup, yeah.
And chicken noodle soup's got to be on that
It's
list.
hard to pass that up.
When you're sick, I mean, what else do you eat?
Chicken noodle soup.
Okay.
My wife, every time we go to the steakhouse, she gets French onion soup.
I like French onion soup. I don't know that it belongs on this list.
Minestrone.
Minestrone, I was going to say that.
I don't think that's iconic.
Oh, it's a wedding soup.
I feel like its iconicness fell off about 30 years ago. You know what I mean? Like our grandparents would have put it on there, but
That's probably true.
How about just vegetable soup?
Oh.
I mean, these are not our favorite soups. Like, I think probably, I don't know what my favorite soup is, but maybe potato soup might be my
like potato
favorite.
soup.
But I don't know that it belongs on the list.
So in the Campbell's, soup, my favorite is New England clam chowder.
but is chowder a soup?
But I don't think chowder's a soup. That's the thing.
First of all, canned chowder.
New England clam chowder.
hot or cold?
Hot.
I will order clam chowder at like a seafood restaurant,
And it comes out of a can.
and I'll love it.
It's just Campbell's.
What do you think? They're making it in the back fresh?
I actually do think they're making
no,
it in the
comes
back.
out of a can.
I mean, I'm not talking about Long John Silver's, Jason.
It pops out.
But that's a chowder, so it's
chowder.
not the same. Broccoli cheddar.
Oh yeah, that's pretty iconic.
Cream of chicken, cream of.
Oh, those are all pretty useful
mushroom.
for.
Stella, you worked at Panera. There's a bunch of soups there. What are we missing?
She doesn't care, Jason.
Broccoli cheddar was the most popular.
Oh well.
Broccoli
Yeah,
cheddar. yeah.
broccoli cheddar's on there for
That's
sure.
on
Okay,
Yeah.
so definitely tomato, definitely
Chicken
noodle.
That's like the
definitely
George Washington,
broccoli
Abraham
cheddar.
Lincoln.
What,
And
and
then
vegetable?
just loose soup.
Loose
Is it
soup.
vegetable soup if it had chunks of beef in it?
I just-
or does it become something else?
That's
Well,
a stew.
Split pea soup. That's pretty iconic.
It is pretty iconic.
Is chili soup?
Ooh.
I like it, chili.
What
Is-
about like a ham and bean soup
Oh gosh.
Pork
with cornbread?
Pork
That's
bean soup.
Pork and beans.
Pork and beans.
That's Depression era food.
That's why my grandma made it all the time.
Government cheese.
What's like a modern day Depression era food? Like, was it ramen noodles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ramen noodles.
And
for
hot
sure.
dogs.
Hot dogs for sure.
We need to round out this Mount Rushmore. We definitely have the
that's
3.
it.
What's the
It's-
4th?
I think vegetable.
Vegetable?
I think vegetable soup's pretty iconic.
I tell you what, minestrone Italian wedding soup is pretty iconic.
Are those the same thing, minestrone and Italian wedding?
I think
Yeah.
it is.
Hey
Okay.
Siri,
He's the worst czar of information.
is minestrone and Italian wedding soup the same thing?
Oh my gosh. He's
No.
no longer.
Travolta and pasta e fagioli minestrone soup is a brothy Italian vegetable soup.
Sure.
The answer is from thekitchen.com.
Shut it off.
Yeah, no. Don't ever do that again.
Nobody likes that. All right. Any other things from the X?
Yeah, one more thing. John Swank wants to know, and he changes his Twitter name all the time. So John wants to know, if you could build the ideal studio, what would it look like? Now, we've talked about
Okay,
this before.
first of all, this chair is getting replaced.
Yeah, that chair's
guest
no
chair-
good.
Anybody that
not
has
good.
ever sat in this chair knows it's like a slip and slide.
It's horrible.
You can't use the back at all.
It's a horrible chair.
Well, we set the guest up that way.
Yeah, I
Make
know.
him feel
It
uncomfortable.
looks comfortable. You're like, ooh, this is going to be nice until you sit in it and it's just the worst.
We've talked about this before. If
Is-
we could have the ideal
Oh,
setup,
geez.
what would it be?
Well, it would be like a big brick room,
Like
with
old school brick.
old school brick with
Yeah.
big windows.
Yeah.
And wide open space.
And like man cave.
Yeah, there'd be like
Pool
a
table.
little half
It
court
would be
basketball.
out of the basement for sure.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
be in here. Yeah.
No, it'd be a loft, like 3rd or 4th story that overlooks the downtown area.
Yeah, and that was all set up. That was like just perfect for us to sit down and press record at any time. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Can we have somebody with
can
like a
John fund
soundboard
this?
tracks where they just random sound bites every time something happens?
Yeah,
I know,
That could
we
be your
definitely
job.
need that.
When,
Yeah,
when
he
we
would
get
be-
to that point, you can do that.
He would be good at that.
Yeah.
And I don't say he would be good at very many things.
That's all the X stuff.
That's all the X stuff. The other day, Erica said, well, I needed to go to the store. And I have a rule, okay? So we need to go to the store to get something. That's fine. I'll be the one that goes to the store and gets it. I don't have a problem with that. But once we hit 3 things, I need a text, okay?
Yeah.
2 things I can remember. You give me 2 things, I can remember the 2 things. Once we've hit 3, I need you to send me a text with the list.
Yeah.
So she said, we just need, I don't know, bread and milk, let's say. I don't remember what it was, but let's just say
Yeah.
bread and milk. And I was like, okay, no problem. And then as I left, she was like, oh, you know what? We need some carrots. And I was like,
Text me.
I'm going to need you to give me a text of everything you want, okay? Because you're going to keep on adding to this thing.
Not a text that says carrots.
No, I need a text
that
that
says
has-
carrots, milk, and bread.
I need a text that has everything that you want me to get while I'm
Right.
at the store.
Right.
And she was like, it's one more thing, Dan. You can remember it. 3 things. Just remember 3 things, and just you'll remember the things. I'm like, no, I need a text. And it was a big fight. And she used the words. This is the phrase that she used to me. And I just want to get your take on it. Okay. So when I really, made a big stink about needing this text, she said, you know what? Just man up
Oh.
and remember the carrots.
Oh.
Now, do I need to man up in several areas? Sure. Okay. Like, I'm willing to admit that. Okay. And should I possess the mental capacity to remember 3 things? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, like, I will admit freely both of those things. My beef with the phrase is I don't know that there's a corresponding man up to remembering things.
Yeah.
And I said, I feel like a remembering thing, that's a womanly thing, right? I think men, we don't need to, we react. We live in the moment, we see, we kill, we hunt, women, they have to remember things and they're
Like the laundry
like,
needs moved to the dryer.
I got to remember how to do the laundry.
Anniversaries.
Yeah, that we need to remember. Yeah, exactly. All of those things. So women, I think, are built to remember things.
Yeah.
And I think men are built to not only not remember things, but to forget things.
Yeah.
Listen, okay, you go out on the battlefield. You're not going to want to bring that home with you. You're
No.
going to need to forget that.
You're gonna
okay?
leave it
That's
on
the
the
problem.
field.
One
Yeah.
of the problems with women is they don't know how to forget.
How many
And
times have you been sitting on the couch and Erica looks at you and she's like, are you okay with that? And you're just like, huh? She's like, I've been talking to you for 5 minutes.
That
Like,
happens all the time. Well, lately I've been wearing this beanie a lot, and
You got your earbuds
like I have my earbuds in, and I've been doing something, and all of a sudden,
with noise cancellation.
yeah, noise
but you're like
cancellation.
nodding somehow at the
Yeah,
same
I'm
time.
just like-
He's like, listen to music.
I'm just like, just loving Hans Zimmer, Interstellar soundtrack, and then I don't know, 15 minutes later, I get one of these. I'm like, and she's like, I've been talking to you for 15 minutes. I was like, I didn't know,
Yeah.
So anyway, I feel like men were made to forget things.
Yeah.
It's I think it's like hardwired. It's a feature of manhood. It's not a fault of manhood, right? It's not our it's one of our features. It's one of the good things about us is that we are forgetful.
Yeah,
we have to.
I
Forget
will
things.
disagree only to the extent that men are really good at remembering things that aren't important, like the fact that gasoline has
Yeah.
1 million calories.
Yeah.
Oh sure,
Yeah.
yeah. We can
Just like stupid facts that make no
I'm
sense
great
at
at
all.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember stupid facts, that's for sure. And that's what bothers her. She's like, I know you have a great memory. Like, I can remember song lyrics pretty well.
Yeah, you hear it once, you know it all.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
like, you actually do know how to remember things. I'm like, well,
Write the grocery list in a song.
yeah, give it to me in a song, and I'll, come on. make it happen. So all I'm saying is, once again, do I need a man up? Sure I do.
Yeah.
Ought I be able to remember 3 things? Sure I should.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a connection there.
What
And
would,
that's
what would
my
be
problem.
a good rebuttal to the phrase "man up"?
Oh, like what's the woman equivalent of it?
Like woman
down?
or,
I don't
Ma'am, where's your husband?
know. Yeah, man, where's your husband? That's pretty good.
or
Yeah, I
you
don't know.
always do this.
Is there
Calm down.
calm down? No, they
hate that.
She loves it. She calm down, relax, stop freaking out, those sorts of things.
Why are you just like your mother?
Yeah, that's the Mount Rushmore of
I
things
would be
not to
dead.
say to your wife.
I could never say that.
Yeah,
She would kill me.
yeah,
Legit.
yeah.
Yeah. And I wouldn't blame her.
All right. So yeah, that's it. I think I forgot the carrots. By the way, end of the story.
Because she didn't text you.
She didn't. She refused
That's
to.
on her.
And I feel like at that moment I made a decision.
Anytime Shelby asks me to get anything, every single time text me. I don't care if it's one thing.
Text it to me.
Yeah. Because honestly, half the time when I go into Walmart, I'm just walking around. I even forget why I came in the store.
Yeah.
But you're leaving with a couple snacks.
Oh, I'm leaving something. Yeah. Probably some Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
You know. And then I forgot the milk.
That's your drug of choice.
I love Sour Patch
Sour
Kids.
Patch Kids. Doesn't not really tempting to me. The other day I saw, speaking of things that are tempting to me, I saw a Krispy Kreme truck.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
Like a food truck.
like a food truck.
Yeah.
Or delivery truck.
No, it was a delivery truck. And big Krispy Kreme logo on the side of it. First of all, a fresh, which they wouldn't have had, but a fresh, like fresh off the rack or whatever, Krispy Kreme donut is a perfect thing.
So perfect food: Krispy Kreme, grilled cheese, and
tomato sandwich.
tomato
Those
soup.
are 2 perfect things, like perfect things.
Yeah.
And so on the side of the truck, it had a sign on it. It said "No cash inside, only fresh donuts." And I thought, is that supposed to make me want to rob you less? Because I don't know that you're really accomplishing that. You know, because now I know. Okay, so you don't have cash inside, so you're not even armed or ready for it at all. Like, there'd be no resistance at all.
Yeah.
All I got to do is say, give me all your donuts.
There's no way the driver's armed.
No, there's no way. Yeah, and he's probably...
It's like throwing boxes of donuts at you.
yeah, and just...
Thank you.
yeah, this is
Throw
all
some
I
more.
wanted. Yeah. So I feel like, I don't know, it didn't want to make me rob the... am I going to rob a truck ever? Probably not.
Man
But
up.
if you were to rob one,
Yeah.
it'd be a donut truck.
I would rob a donut truck.
Plot twist, it's heavily armed. You open the back, and there's like the donut police protecting all the donuts.
Aren't the regular police the donut police?
That checks out.
Not going there.
Okay, so this is a food show. Lots of food, right?
Usually.
I think we're just like generally a food show.
Yeah.
It pretty much is a food show. If you I had this thought earlier. If you had to eat at one fast food restaurant exclusively,
Oh. Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
you don't get to rotate.
Sure.
It's one for the rest of your life.
Chipotle.
Fast food.
Chipotle.
Does Chipotle
Fast food.
count?
I don't know
think it
if
has to have a drive-through.
I agree. I don't know if
Just-
Chipotle's not fast food.
I wonder if there is a drive-through at any Chipotle.
If there is one, or if they're rare, it doesn't count.
well,
But
like Panera has drive-throughs.
But Panera's not fast food.
Panera's not fast
That's
food.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
drive-through's not.
Listen, it's like.
And not to
it's
mention-
like, it's like porn. You know
I-
it when you see it. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
often get Chipotle faster than I get like drive-through because sometimes you sit
that
in the-
might be true.
yeah.
But fast food is not.
So you're just talking burgers and fries because what else would there be?
No. Taco Bell,
Yeah.
Long John Silver's,
Arby's.
KFC.
KFC. Those are all fast
And
food.
honestly, between the hours of 4 and 6, hot and ready, Little Caesars.
Oh gosh, yeah, I guess
It's fast food. It's ready
yeah,
to go.
They have transformed themselves into fast food. You know it, and it can't be great.
yeah.
You know, like, and
Well, that's why Chipotle is so easy because I would not feel bad about it. I would just eat it and probably
Yeah,
still
no,
feel fine.
That'd be
yeah,
great. But
That's
Chipotle's
one of the
not fast
problems.
food.
So,
Yeah.
so when in Mount Rushmore, or only
no, just
one,
one. You get one.
and that I can eat at for the rest of my life, and that's it.
Well, who's got the biggest selection?
yeah,
'Cause that might be part of it.
Well, for me, it's Arby's.
They got the meats.
They got the meats. I think I could eat Arby's every day and be
Now,
happy.
is it
Underrated
free
for
or do you
sure.
have to pay?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I'd say it's free.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah.
All right.
So
That's
money's
Like
no
they give you
object.
like a card, you're just good to go.
Yeah.
So like I love
You won the fast food lotto.
like there are a couple of fast foods out there that are pretty good, but like Chick-fil-A for instance is consistently very good. But then you're eating chicken every day.
Yeah.
So
I like Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake is
Not the one in Marion.
The one in Marion is not great.
Listen, I've washed windows at several.
Mm-hmm.
None of them.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
I like Steak Shake.
they're dirty.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Sonic?
I don't think I've ever had Sonic.
What?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had their food.
Yeah, their burgers are actually okay.
It's decent.
Well, it's like every time I go to that side of town, I'm just going to Arby's.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Come on, what are
Yeah.
we talking about? This is deep diving into Marion.
Rallies.
I would say I love Rallies.
I love Rallies too. And they got funnel fries
Listen,
now.
if we're staying in Marion, Victor's Tacos deserves consideration. Victor's is amazing.
I mean, sometimes you get some crazy weights at Victor's. They're not fast food at all.
But somehow it is fast food, and I don't know how to describe it.
You know it's good when it's so hot it kind of melts the styrofoam. that
Yeah,
comes in?
right.
Yeah.
And you get a little styrofoam.
You get extra
the
flavor that way.
styrofoam's like it's stringy.
Yeah, I love Victor's Tacos. Here's the first one that came to my mind.
Okay.
And that is Wendy's.
Yeah, Wendy's is good.
Because you got the chili, you got the baked potato,
Yeah.
you've got chicken sandwiches, you've got burgers, you've got fries.
Fish.
You've got, sometimes they have the fish.
So my sister was a manager at McDonald's, and then a few years later ended up a store manager for Wendy's, and she claims that Wendy's is by far more clean, more
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah,
like
they
it's.
are.
I believe
mean, you
that.
could tell that in the taste, but just
Yeah.
it's almost night and day.
I think McDonald's is the worst.
They're just so processed.
Yeah. And listen, do I like McDonald's?
Sure.
Yeah, I kind of like McDonald's. but I can't.
Yeah, the
I
other
couldn't
day,
do it.
my stepmom was feeding my niece McDonald's, and my wife asked her, she's like, "When'd she get that?" It was like 11 a.m., but it was 6 p.m. when she was eating. It's like, oh, this food's been left out all day, and then all of a sudden she realized that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It literally does not matter.
I think I saw like a YouTube video. They had like a double cheeseburger, like just sitting out for a year,
Yeah,
and
I
it
know.
never changed.
In
no
Iceland,
mold, no nothing.
Iceland made McDonald's illegal because of, and so they have in like the Iceland, I don't know, whatever, like museum or something, like the history or whatever museum in the middle of Reykjavik or whatever. They have in a glass like box container the last McDonald's ever sold in Iceland, and it was like 15 years ago.
Probably looks
and it's
exactly
a
the
burger and
same.
fries.
Maybe just shrunk a little bit.
It's a little shriveled, but it looks pretty fresh.
Would you?
I'm loving it.
Would you eat that?
No, I wouldn't eat that. I mean, if I
I
was
might.
starving, I would eat it. But I don't know. So Wendy's was my kind of like knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah,
because of the chili and the baked potato and the salads. They got a lot of stuff going
got a lot of
on.
stuff going
They
on.
got desserts.
Yeah, but Taco Bell's always trying crazy stuff, so you never know what you can
That's
get with
true.
them.
I am not eating Taco Bell every day.
I like Taco Bell.
My
My car right now is filled with a bunch of Taco Bell wrappers.
we believe that. You don't have to say it in a way that
That's
we
kind of
wouldn't
just
believe
implied.
it. Yeah.
It's a given.
All right. Are we going to do the Netflix suggestion of the week?
Yeah.
It
Hit it,
feels
Stella.
like we
What are
should.
we waiting on? Jeez.
Near a flare. I'm just being
No,
stupid.
that was more like.
It's more like Creed.
Yeah,
I
it
think.
was close to Creed.
Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime or something like that, like YouTube.
Jason, what is it? What's your Netflix suggestion of the week?
So we just finished 1,000 Pound Sisters. So we're caught up on that. Sad news. Caleb dies.
Caleb?
Yeah, that was the husband of Tammy.
What's his deal? Was he overweight?
He was huge.
Like bigger than them?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He was in like some home, like rehab type of facility.
How much do you think he weighed?
Over 7.
Really?
Yeah.
It's impressive.
750 probably. I mean, the dude was huge.
Yeah.
And he was on the little motorized scooter cart.
I got to tell you that the human body is really an amazing thing. I don't think it doesn't feel like if I had been, in the words of Andrew Huberman, consulted in the design phase of humans, if God had said, at what point
Do they just kind of like
should
pop?
someone weigh? Yeah, at which they just they pop and
Like
then
the
that's
girl
it.
from Willy Wonka.
Yeah. And I would say, I don't think these things should exist past 350 pounds.
Yeah.
I would say that's.
But, I mean, if you're like 7 foot tall,
maybe
football
you
player,
you could come up with a
ratio.
but
Yeah.
let's just say 350 pounds is like kind of a good round number.
Yeah. I think people would watch what they eat a little bit more.
But the fact that the human body can make it to people can be like 40,
800.
50 years old and still. I
I'm
mean,
pretty
that's
sure the world record is like 1,100 pounds.
yeah.
It's massive.
It doesn't how all the things can still function.
It's crazy.
While that's happening for years, they function like that. It's
Yeah.
remarkable.
How long it even takes to get like that? It's got to be years.
Well, and once again, they're being enabled because those people aren't walking.
Yeah.
Somebody is bringing them food.
I don't think past 600 pounds you can do it by yourself. You have to be enabled.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, and today with like the Uber Eats, like people are leaving their door unlocked, and they'll order
Yeah.
Uber Eats, and they'll just come in and they hand it to them on the couch and they leave.
That's one of my
Remember the-
biggest problems with Erica. She would never enable me. You know, like
Yeah.
like
kinda
I'm
wanna
like
be
I
enabled.
watched the
Yeah.
600-pound life. I'm like, you know what? See that?
I could do that.
They love their spouse. You would never do that for me. She's like, you're darn right I wouldn't do that for you. I was like, could you just enable me once? I just want to be enabled.
Woman up and enable me.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. So, anyways, that's not my suggestion.
Good.
Because I've already suggested it. My suggestion, it released yesterday.
Oh.
Season 3
Okay.
on Netflix of Sunderland Till I Die.
Oh,
Yes,
are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Shut up.
Season 3.
I thought they were done.
Nope, it's back. It is back. Season 3.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
I know.
Here's
so it's,
why
we've got it. Listen, we've got it cute. We've got it queued
All right,
up.
just
ready
stop
to
the
go.
show. We got to go watch.
I
It is-
love Sunderland Till I Die.
It's like my favorite show.
Okay, explain to the people what it is if they don't know.
Okay, so Sunderland is
You guys aren't going to care.
it's a English football club.
Mm-hmm.
And
Soccer.
yeah, football club. And so in that system, your city has a team, and every city in England has a team, and
Sometimes multiple.
but sometimes multiple. And if you're a small town like Marion, like if it was the equivalent, Marion would have a team. And the economy is tied to the football team. So if you're in the Premier League, you make, these numbers won't be exactly, but you'll make like $100 million if you're in the Premier League as a
Just
to be in
that's
the
just
league.
a fee that the Premier League pays you.
Right.
That doesn't count increased ticket sales.
right,
you know,
everything. Food
merchandise.
sales, concessions,
Yeah.
all that stuff. And the boom of people coming in your town and taxi
games,
cabs and I mean just in advertising, it's crazy.
It's like what we bring to Marion. People don't realize
Lauer Road.
Oh,
Lauer Road
absolutely.
Radio,
You know how
the
many tourists
economy
come?
boost. Yeah, they go to Lauer Road. People get their pictures taken there all the time. You know, they come to the places we talk about: Sonic, Arby's.
Taco Bell.
We show them the church where Warren Harding slept.
Yeah, Victor's
bell tower.
Tacos.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing.
Yeah, Victor's is up 15% since we started.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, by the way, we're in Daffy Down Studios. I didn't say that. Go to daffydown.com.
Yeah.
Enter Lauer Road Radio. That's our actual sponsor. So what?
Sunderland. Okay, so if you get bumped, it's relegation. If you're in the bottom 2, you get bumped down to the next league, and the profits go from like 100 million to like 10 million.
It's huge.
And then if you get bumped down again because you finish in the bottom 2, it's like 1 million.
Yeah.
It's like a 10% of the next one. They got bumped down a couple times from the
I think
Premier
they got
League.
bumped down 3 times.
Something like that. And so their whole town is like poverty-stricken. They're laying off everybody that works for the team.
So
the
literally,
club.
the economy revolves around.
Yeah.
At one time, Sunderland was like a metal town or something like that. Like that was where
I think they're a
came from.
coastal town, and so like imports,
Importing, exporting.
exporting. Art Vandelay. So, anyways, it's tied. The economy is directly tied to the football club. The opening scene of season 1, they're panning back from a church, and Church of England pastor is praying for the football club.
Yeah.
Please let our football club win this match today.
And it's like
and it's legit.
And when he's so it would be weird if a pastor like in Ohio prayed for Ohio State. Like I would be like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like that's dumb. Don't do that. But this guy's actually
praying for the city,
Like
praying for the
prosperity of the
welfare
city.
of his
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is wild.
Yeah.
So you got to watch it. It's there's 3 seasons. I would say not kid friendly because they cut loose on the language,
Yeah.
but
A
because
lot of
it's
bloody.
Yeah.
because it's Brit, I actually don't even hear it.
Yeah.
Like,
it
it
does
just-
just kind of go past you.
it
in
does
that
go
way.
right past
I
me.
love Sunderland till I
Yeah,
die.
so season 3 is now available.
I just saw the other day, I don't know, a while
And
ago.
it's Netflix produced. It's very well done.
Oh yeah, it's really well done.
Yeah.
And I was like, why aren't they making more of these?
Yeah, I think COVID.
COVID.
What's that?
I'm so tired of that. I don't even recognize it anymore.
Yeah.
All right. My Netflix suggestion of the week is I'm gonna piggyback on Ray's last week. I watched the We Are the World documentary.
I saw that.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Super interesting. Just the logistics. The nightmare, the
To get everybody
logistical
there.
nightmare of
Yeah.
getting just to get 40 normal people together in one place is hard enough.
But the egos,
Yeah.
all of their egos in one room.
Yeah, and don't you love it, Waylon Jennings? Waylon Jennings, the good old boy, just a good old boy, this guy. They're in the middle of the song. Stevie Wonder is like, he's like, hey man, we're singing about Africa. I think we should have some Swahili in here. So he's like, starts singing, Swahili
Yeah.
stuff. And Waylon Jennings is like, man, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna be here anymore. And he literally like walks down from the bleachers. Is like, I don't need this, man.
I'm not singing Swahili.
From the day he was born, making their way. So anyway, it's called. I don't remember the name of it. Doesn't really matter, but it's a it matters a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's a documentary about when they made that song in the 80s.
Yeah.
Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson, Prince didn't show up.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah.
It was really
very well done.
really fascinating.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. Aaron, do you have anything?
Well, as you know, I do not watch TV, nor do I watch movies.
I do know that.
But I watch a lot of YouTube. There's a particular channel that I found probably 3-4 months ago, and I went and binged all of his videos. It's a channel called Drew Build Stuff, and he just it's long format, like 45 to 75-minute long videos. Like one, he built a sauna. One, he built a really fancy doghouse. Like it's just really well done. It's got good voiceover and just high quality of work. It's very good to watch when you're trying to fall asleep because it's just
Is
enough.
it lots of explaining, or is it just like watching him do it?
Both.
Okay.
The best one to fall asleep to is Primitive Technology.
That's a good channel too. He's still dropping videos too.
But there's no voiceover for him.
But if you click on the captions explains everything,
Which is
he's
cool,
doing.
but that's one of the reasons it's really enjoyable. You're just watching him work on it, and to fall asleep to that is like the best. It's very therapeutic, a lot of fun.
I've been watching guys dig and build cabins in the woods.
Yeah,
those are great too.
those are fantastic.
Over like a 35-minute thing.
The problem with those is, man, once you get started, it's like, well, this is what I'm doing now. I can't. I can't go away from this.
They're like patching it with moss. And
There's like a part of you that thinks that you can do that, but then you have to realize the actual time commitment for one of those things.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's months.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
8-hour days.
I'm gonna do it.
It's not Lincoln Logs. You ain't just showing up and
I really do want to do that though.
I do too.
I
It
like the
looks like a
ones
lot
that
of
are like
fun.
the dugout ones where they kind of dig in the ground like this
Yeah,
far,
yeah.
and then they build it up, and then they throw dirt on the whole thing,
Yeah.
and then they put grass on top of it, so it's just like a hill,
Yeah.
and this little cabin
They
is
do
inside
like a
the
little
hill.
mud chimney thing.
Yeah, it's the mud chimney. I know the mud chimney.
Yeah.
Jesse, are you watching anything?
Yeah, we watched this. I think it's on it's Netflix, something like that. I don't know. It's called God's Favorite Idiot, and it's about this guy who God basically strikes with lightning, and he develops kind of like special power, like he glows.
So wait a minute. Just a quick question. You said God strikes with lightning. Are you? Did they directly infer that God did this, or did the guy get struck with lightning, and you're saying God struck him with
No,
lightning?
it's definitely they're saying it's God struck him with
Okay.
lightning. So he was chosen to be like the voice to the people. It has Melissa McCarthy in it.
Okay.
And her actual real life husband is the guy that this kind of centers around. And he's just like the nicest fella, and God chooses him to bring God's word to people. Now, listen, it is not even close to biblically accurate. There's a lot of harsh language because the devil shows up as this chick on a bike, and she drops lots of F-bombs.
Well, it's the devil.
It is the devil.
So
But it's funny. It's not necessarily, I wouldn't say kid friendly because of all the language.
doesn't sound like it.
But it's not like overly.
I love how you still have to think about it. You're like, I wouldn't say it's probably after everything you just said about it. You're like, I'd have to think about it, but I
There's
don't.
drugs and sex.
No.
There are
meanwhile-
drugs and sex.
Yeah.
Well,
This is-
there's no sex.
Oh.
There's like mild inferences. So there are drugs language.
So Jesse's mild inference might be someone else's explicit, And just remember, this is the guy that said Shane Gillis's stuff is too far. Okay.
So, have you guys ever heard of the show An Idiot Abroad?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
That's pretty good.
That Ricky Gervais.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
that
pretty
is
good.
so funny.
Yeah.
I just like watching Ricky Gervais laugh. It just makes me happy.
He's a chuckler.
He is a chuckler, He was on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, and he told a joke that was like, man, like it was an atheist joke, and it was rough. It was a rough joke. I'm not going to tell it.
Go look it up for yourself.
Yeah, go look it up for yourself. I don't blame him for saying it. I mean, if he has the thought or whatever,
He's making
that's
fun of
fine.
atheists or making fun of like God.
Making fun of God.
Okay.
Like it was a shot across the bows of God.
Well,
for
you
sure.
could say you're not an atheist, and if you're making fun of God,
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know if he would describe himself. I'd be curious.
I think he's self-described as an
he
atheist.
says
as an
an
atheist. Okay, yeah. Well, so we got Netflix
I think
suggestions.
my favorite atheist thing, and I can't remember who did it. It's one of the comedians. He's like, "So you're an atheist? Yeah. So you've looked everywhere for him. Like he's not like maybe downstairs in the basement or whatever. Like you've looked everywhere on the planet for God, and you can't find him. Do you know
who Pete Holmes is?
the name sounds familiar?
He's a comedian. He grew up in a very Christian home environment, like summer camp and youth group, and he went to like a Christian college. He was
One of
like in a
those people.
Christian comment. I know these guys are the worst. So, but he is seemingly
He's probably a faithful tither.
He probably is. And honestly, I don't really know where his current stance is. He seems to. I heard him talk about it a few times. His biggest beef seems to be with the church, with people that he views as very hypocritical.
Yeah.
Like he was telling a story how he knew a guy that was a manager at a hotel, and he said every year they had a youth pastor conference, and he said so you'd have like tons of youth pastors come in for this conference every year, and they'd stay at this hotel. And he said every year on that weekend, he said their pornography went up like 50%. And so he was like, and Pete Holmes is saying from his perspective, I'm not saying this, but he's saying, listen, I got no problem if you want if you want to watch pornography. But what he's saying is like, but no one would, like these guys are hiding this and it's all shame and nobody can talk about what they're going through and that sort of thing. So he's kind of an interesting guy. I'm actually curious where his stance on God would be.
So what? He's a comedian?
He's a comedian.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know that you would love him. Maybe you would. But he has this bit that's pretty good. If you look it up, Pete Holmes like proves the existence of God or something like that.
Yeah.
He's basically like tracking with the atheist thought about like they say that everything comes from nowhere, and I say, and like when he's done, it's like, whoa, that's it's a pretty good.
I like
thought.
Stuff like that.
So if you look up like Pete Holmes proves the existence of God, I do not submit to you all of Pete Holmes's.
I will say
work.
that our shows, other comedians, there's proof that you can be funny without like blasting God or just spewing constant vulgarity. I mean, I feel like that's just low-hanging fruit in a lot of ways when people are just F this and F that all the time. And maybe when you're 17, it's really funny, but as you get older, I mean...
That's why the best comedians are Nate Bargatze, Brian Regan, Jerry Seinfeld, like these guys that can work clean. It's harder to do.
I mean, every once in a while, like just a cuss word out of left field's funny, but at the same time, constant, I think you're losing the effect of it.
Things are funny. They make us laugh because it makes us uncomfortable. I think I've said this before, but it's true. That's why we laugh when we're tickled, because we're you're like invading my private space, and so it's like a.
There's the title of the show.
Invading my private space. Oh my goodness.
That's a short.
So that's why we laugh. It's like this weird instinct, like defensive reaction. And so when a comedian makes us laugh, it's because he caught us off guard and we're shocked. There's like a shock value to it. But what you said is true. Once you drop the F-bomb 5 times in the first 1 minute, it's like, well, now that word holds no value whatsoever.
But there's a segment of the population that's a filler word.
Mm-hmm.
They're not using
it's just their or
It's their exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a filler word.
Yeah.
It actually doesn't even mean anything when they say it.
Mm-hmm.
I work with a bunch of those guys.
Yeah.
And it's just a filler word.
Yes, you do. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a show.
That is a show.
best show ever.
Mm-hmm. Time will tell. I hope you're right. Best show yet. This is Dan. If this is our best show ever,
Okay,
then
Bob.
I don't hope you're right.
Yeah.
This is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Good dog.
I have spoken.
Oh.
Okay. Good night, Lauer Patch Kids, and especially you, the rowdy introvert.